Hello everyone, thank you for joining our webinar today. I'm Renata Kalniūnienė, Marketing Project Manager at MedDream. And as you know, today we have a webinar dedicated for our new release of MedDream and its new features. And also I want to present our product owner at MedDream, Raimundas Mikalauskas. He is responsible for development part of MedDream, and today he's our main speaker, the presenter of new features, the most important updates and enhancement of MedDreams, and of course news. So if you have any questions, please write them in the questions and answers section. And I'm going to collect all the questions, and at the end of webinar, I'm going to read them and we will try to answer. And also our webinar is being recorded. So all the registrants will get the video recording and presentation file. So let's start. Raimundas, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I will share my screen.
Yes, please.
Welcome and thank you for joining us today. We are excited to have you here as we introduce the latest updates of MedDream version 8.7.0. In this session, I will walk you through the new features and improvements we implemented to make your experience even more efficient and user-friendly. We are constantly working to evolve MedDream based on your feedback and needs, and can't wait to show you what's new. So we have a big list of new features and improvements, and let's start from the first one. Quadrant zoom for mammography. This is a long awaited feature. The quadrant zoom option will be displayed only if the active panel has one X2 layout with two aligned and locked to the panel center line mammography images of the same size. Clicking on quadrant zoom in here or in here, option starts the browser through mammograph images in original resolution and displays the quadrant zoom support menu options in the expandable zoom toolbar menu. By default, the system displays overview images in both viewports with the location of the quadrants marked with a green in here frame and the location of the current enlarged quadrant marked with red one. So what we see in a viewport is only this part in quadrant zoom functionality. Quadrant location is calculated by separating the part with image from an empty background and automatically enabled by the user, but the user can select to navigate the whole image by clicking the highlighted show quadrant location option in the zoom menu and disable it. So we have these buttons here or here. You can disable or enable these functions. So the system automatically switches the quadrant zoom off if a user interrupts the ongoing mammography images browsing, for example, by placing the other image in the viewport, resizing the image, or changing the panel layout. In case the viewports are resized, the system may propose or force the user to restart the browsing from the first quadrant in order that any part of the image is not overlooked. Okay, so this was the first new feature. Let's go to the second, studies identification. So now in a browser, double nil bar, we have numbering 1, 2, 6, 7, 9 in example, and we have these numbers near the date in a viewport 1, 7, 2, 8. When we set this could be configured, enabled or disabled. Number indicates too easy to find the study from thumbnail bar and in viewport, not to make any problems. The third one, swap function. So as you see in a screenshot, first study is in here, The next one is in the third viewport, and if I'm activating the swap function, it moves the viewports between themselves. The mask function allows for user to hide some pictures, some things on picture, and to make a screenshot or to save a secondary capture. Unfortunately, we are not saving it as presentation state. Mouse shortcuts. This is a very, very big functionality. Mouse shortcuts can be found in the main menu shortcuts, and near the keyboard shortcuts, and then we have a new mouse tab. This functionality could allow user to have different shortcuts for different modalities. So user should select modality, select different shortcuts, and select another modality, and to set the different shortcuts by default. One more thing important is one type action selected. So this functionality allows for user, for example, to have on the left mouse to have window leveling, but if user selects some measurement line or angle or whatever, he can draw this line, and when it is finished, it goes back to window leveling or scroll function belongs from the configuration. Oh, sorry. Default values is that left mouse is window leveling, mouse button is span, and right mouse is zoom. In this version, we do not make any default for modalities. We hope to get some feedback from our clients and then to make the best configuration in the next versions. New feature, license and password warning. So we got some notice from our clients that we are missing some information when the license is finished. So now the administrator, if he connects to MedDream, he will get a notice 7 days before ending the license. And you see it will be a yellow line. It can be, I lost my mouse, it can be closed by pushing this X, but when next time I will connect, it will be shown again. If we have a weekend, so on weekend this line won't be shown to user, but on Monday it will be shown. One more security improvement, that if configuration or user has a very weak password or default which provided from us, so he will get a note that he has to change his password. Themes, new themes. We got a lot of requests. At the beginning, MedDream had red and blue themes, but in the future we created 7 default themes and still getting some requests that we want a bit different blue or different green or different red. So we implemented that in rebranding configuration JSON. Users can set primary and secondary colors, and as you see in this example, we created like Lithuanian cold soup color pink. So the users, according to their needs, we can change this color to all the installation and not to create new colors as it was previously. Whiteboard. Presenter tool functionality was added Whiteboard, so users can present some studies and open in a new window with Whiteboard and to draw something to show, to write that the users who is looking into this learnings, they can make these notes too. Improvement measurement text. So we got some requests that some users wants to write some text on an image to save it, but without background and without borders. So it can be configured that, as example, default value that we have border and background, but it could be configured that user can only get the text without any border and any background, and save it as presentation state. Reference line improvements. So we got a few requests that not always showing reference line. Our reference line was the yellow line, as you see in here, is indication the location of the active image appears in image that are in plane intersecting with an active image plane and have the same reference of frame of reference. If a series or the same study do not have the same frame of reference, the system calculates the reference lines based on the image position in patient coordinate system. Such reference lines are displayed in gray color and may be hidden by disabling the less strict reference line mode. By default, it is enabled. And we implemented one more feature that if not display nearly parallel image. So we are nearly parallel, but still crossing reference line. So we showed this blue dashed frames. Now this is old version in 8.7.0. We are not showing, and we created that if this intersection has less than 2 degrees, so we are not showing it, not to confuse the user. Okay, missed oblique. We made improvements, added a scroll, so a user can scroll using this bubble, or can activate scroll pan as it was in other views. So user have the same experience and the same buttons activated, so we can easily go through the in simple 2D views and in MPR reconstructed views to have the same feeling and the same functionality. Missed oblique MIP. So we got some requests that users want to have MIP in one click. So if user have a study, he is clicking MIP. Missed MPR is created according the study coordinate, and when a user can change MIP maximum or minimal or average for the view, and if he clicks on a MIP again, it is disabled, and then we have the same view as previous. We improved 3D functionality, so we have a new accessories, CT surface. So the user, if a slider, can get from the bone till the full view of a body, scanned body. And then we added this anatomical directions to 3D view too, for easy to understand what is where. Patient history and face detection. We got a few requests that we want to restrict how old patient studies user can view. So in this version, we can set in configuration how old studies will be shown to the user. And then another, we got some cardiac studies in which we were showing wrong face. So we improved this face detection for cardiac studies. And instead of acquisition making studies, we are creating these phases by cardiac needs. Okay, crosshair. All the versions, when user was rotating the study, crosshair was not rotating with the study. So now we improved it, and if you're rotating a study, crosshair is rotated too. Multi-frames. A system can be configured to have prepare. If you push the cloud button, it will be all n multi-frames prepared, but it's important that the user's computer should have memory. Otherwise, he can get some RAM error that is not enough memory. But it's configurable if you have a good computer, so it can be used. Reporting. We improved reporting to use to store reports in PostgreSQL database, and we created possibility to write from left to right or right to left, which we got for some clients such requests. Communication IP. We are working a lot on this functionality to improving it, and in this version we added possibility to trigger event about that study was preloaded and completed and can be loaded. We created hide and hide study in table bar functionality. So some clients, so we can load 3 or 4 studies at the same time. We can preload them, but to show 1 or 2. And when the user decides to move to next analysis, we can just unhide these 2 prepared studies, and a user will get instance result to do analysis. And we a bit improve segmentation, that it's possible to set a list of segmentation names for users to make the segmentation. We have a new registrations. So Colombia class 2 registration. And this registration Brazil. In Canada class 2 registration. So this year we worked expanding our certifications, and 2 weeks ago we successfully passed the audit, and we don't get any notices. Okay, Renata, we can jump now to questions.
Okay, are any configuration changes required for MedDream new release or for the token service version 2.1.15?
In install manual, tomorrow we will put all the documents and the version for everyone. In install manual, we have a section about the changes between different versions. One of important changes is that in 8.7.0, default value for hanging protocols is version 2. So please check. If you use hanging protocols, if the new protocols covers your needs. Otherwise, in configuration, you can set version 1. This is still supported. And as I mentioned previously, in install manual, you will see the differences which you need to change or to improve.
I can read next one, yes?
Yes, yes.
What are the most important features and improvements introduced in the latest MedDream update? How do these changes enhance its performance or usability?
So you just saw 15 new features or improvements which are shown in this presentation. With each version, we are creating performance tests, and the version is not slower as previously, so performance is not affected. Usability, we always improving it and adding new things. So I hope with your help and your needs, we will make our product more better.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Is there a possibility to support STL file format and generate STL files from CT cone beam DICOMs?
At the moment, we are working mainly with DICOM files. Of course, we have non-DICOM plugin, about STL files, I need to check, and I think we will answer this question a bit later in email or whatever. Yes, Renata, we can.
Yeah, we can add in the presentation.
Yeah, or we will have
afterwards.
presentation.
Okay, next one. Does the new version of the viewer incorporate Spanish as an interface language? If not, included in this release is a Spanish version on the development roadmap.
Okay, so from 8.6 version we have Spanish, Italian, German, English, Lithuanian, and French languages. In 8.7 it's not by default, so you could write to support, and the GUI will be provided. In the later versions, in the future versions, we are planning to put all these 6 languages by default, and it will be part of development. Of course, with documentation, user manual, we will translate it, but as we have to translate it by a specialist of this language, so in a couple of months, and install manual will be in Spanish, French, or German.
Okay, thank you. Next one. Please show how the feature rectangle zoom, quadrant zoom, area works. Activate, deactivate, make the area bigger or smaller.
In this first version, this area is counted by computer, and you can't make it bigger or smaller. It's like taking a mammography study in full size and making these quadrants equal. So at least you can make it area bigger or smaller. And of course, it belongs from the resolution of a computer monitor. But we still have zoom functionality where user can use it and check it.
Okay, another one. Can new insecure password feature can be enabled, disabled?
It belongs from a configuration. Do you use token integration or non-token integration? At least we decided at the moment to show for user that he's using some default password which is insecure. In the future, we will think about possibility to enable disabled at all. But at the moment, we haven't done such behavior because first we need to analyze this, and the users and the clients should check and change these passwords not to use like demo or def or whatever test.
Okay, so the next question would be, how can I play sine loops for ultrasound or CT images on the web version of MedDream? Also, if there are many series, can the web viewer handle and display them properly?
So we have cine mode functionality or play ultrasound for CT cine mode, and for ultrasound we just play them. So the study is preloaded and shown. I'm not sure what you mean. We will handle and display them properly. So for ultrasound, you can set the speed of showing, makes faster, slower, and some clients are using and I think is okay. So I'm not sure. Perhaps you can mention what is wrong or not enough of what.
Specify better. Okay, next one. Is it possible to use the MedDream web viewer with my packs, which supports DICOM 3?
Oh, I guess DICOM 3 is new standard or something like this at the moment. So we have different integrations with different packs, and we have plugins for that. In your case, if your pack supports Web DICOM, so we can set test environment and to check if it works. If not, of course, we have to think how to improve it.
Okay, next question. Do you know when the user manual will be available in French language?
As I mentioned before, in 2 months, we expect to have these translations for user manual.
Okay, so this is all the questions we got. If somebody has more, please write them. We will try to answer. The ones we couldn't answer, I will add in presentation file. And all the registrants, as I mentioned before, will receive the video recording and presentation file. I'll just quickly will come back to the previous slides where Raimundas quickly showed you that we had just received Colombian registration. This is the link. And also you can go to our website, certifications section page, and there are all the registrations and certifications of MedDream. Also in the news sections, you can find all the newest ones. So another registration in South America region, Brazil, very important one. Also the registration document you can find in the link. And also, as I mentioned, in the registration page on our website, and also Canada. So these are free, the newest registration, but the full list you can find on our website. Also, I want to invite for the upcoming events. The MedDream team will be available for you, can meet with you and talk more about integration possibilities and collaboration opportunities. So this is a new one, exhibition, AHRA in USA, in Las Vegas. So it's quite near. So if you will be there, will be visiting, please write us the email and we can find a suitable time for our meeting. And another one, it's going to be in autumn in France. Also the new exhibition for us, so for our European partners and especially French ones. Let's keep in touch and find suitable time for our meeting there. And I see we got one more question, so I'm going to read it quickly. Can we preload multiple MAMA patients in work list and go next patient with shortcut?
So we have these hanging protocols who allows for user to load these MAMA studies, but about this multiple MAMA patients. It is that a doctor see one patient at the same time. So I'm not sure about this multiple MAMA patients. Because in the work list is we have like studies, and then each study can be opened. So I'm not sure how to answer to this question.
So we can check this later. And
Yeah.
Okay. So if there are no questions, we just got a new one. I'll paste it and read it. Do you plan to support MAMA shortcut keyboard or support switching hanging protocols with shortcuts?
So at the moment we have different hanging protocols and have shortcuts moving between these hanging protocols. So MedDream supports it now. But if different hanging protocol should have different shortcuts, so we don't have such functionality at the moment because it belongs from a loaded study. And what data is in a study, and by that we are loading these different hanging protocols.
Okay, we got one more question. Is there any documentation available on your website that explains how to integrate the DICOM Web Viewer with our packs? We are using Zeta packs.
As I mentioned previously, I guess that it's with DICOM 3, it's the same user. So in this case, we have some like DICOM Web, who is DICOM standard, and it should support, so you can check it in install manual. Otherwise, if you need directly integration, so we need to analyze it. We do not have such documentation that users can create their own plugin to support the Zeta access in this example.
So our client should contact its sales account manager to check with our support team or integration team and check the possibilities, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So if there are all the questions, I'm going to the closing, Raimundas. You don't have nothing to add, yes?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So this is it. Thank you everyone for joining us today. And as I mentioned, all the registrants will receive video recording and presentation file. And if you have any questions or you want to try a demo, check on our website, online demo. It's already a new version. And see you in next events.
And adding to Renata, so tomorrow we will publish an 8.7 to everyone and put all the documentation and update the page.
Okay. So thank you everyone for joining and have a nice day. And thank you, Raimundas, for presentation and for explaining all the features.
Thank you and good luck.